Hi, this is Dodger and you're watching my show. I wonder if there's ever going to be a day where the lighting on this show is consistent. Also, that light right there is looking a little bit intense right now, like my TV might be ascending. Ascension, Chronicle of the TV Slayers. Oh, that was a good joke. So first, before we talk about anything else, I have to say that I finally played a Wii U. I had never held the remote before, and I think that if you have small hands like I do, perhaps you have been concerned because it is a large thing. So it turns out it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. It is a little bit hard to manage. Your hands wind up kind of feeling like they are just so spread apart if you're used to using other types of controllers. But it was absolutely doable. I was able to play any of the games that I wanted to play. They still have the stylus if you've ever had a DS or a 3DS, so they gave you plenty of options in order to play games differently, but it was a little bit unruly at first. It took a lot of getting used to. Just wanted to throw that out there in case any of you had been wondering that. I figured I could just tell you my experiences, and the kitty almost just fell straight off the chair. So for gaming news, if you are a Street Fighter fan, they are doing their 25th anniversary grand finals on December 8th. It's happening in Burlingame, California. They're bringing together 45 different finalists from all over the world to compete for a $125,000 prize. And for those of you who are wondering, well, which Street Fighter are we talking about? We're talking about all Street Fighters. Street Fighter X Tekken, Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition, Street Fighter 2 Turbo, so many. Sounds like a pretty awesome event. It's happening in Burlingame, California at the Hyatt SFO, and admission is free, but the first 1,000 that show up get a Street Fighter goodie bag. And when you're on the floor, they have all of the games set up so that you can just play them whenever you want for free. I personally love the Street Fighter games so much, so this sounds like an awesome thing. I actually have no idea how far away from me Burlingame is, but I'm kind of like, hey, it's in California, it's probably doable, but I hate to drive. Maybe I can get somebody else to drive. Who do I know that likes Street Fighter? Oh, hey, Lane. No, not much. Second piece of news has to do with one of the games that I have become the most addicted to in recent years, Binding of Isaac. They came out and said, you know what, we're done with Binding of Isaac, but they're planning on putting it on consoles. So some of you might remember how many issues they had with trying to get this on consoles before. There were plenty of companies saying we don't even want to touch this with a 10-foot pole because it has some interesting religious things going on and we just don't want to be associated with it. So the company Nicalis is going to be taking over it. They kind of just said, you know what, we don't want to deal with the business side of it. We will develop it, we will work on the expansions, we'll put co-op in the game, we're gonna do all sorts of extra things, but the business side of it we just don't want to have to worry about. No word yet on exactly which consoles will be involved, but what I found interesting was that Nintendo, which was one of their biggest haters last time they were trying to get this on console, have said, oh, maybe. Honestly, the thing about this that caught my attention the most was that they want to put co-op in it. I think that would be so fun, and I know so many people who got as addicted to this game as I did, or even worse than me, so I'm like, oh man, we could be playing all the Binding of Isaac as a family. This is so distracting. I'm gonna see what it looks like without this on. Oh, it looks dark. It looks all evil in here. Let's go ahead and turn you back on. Yay! I'd much rather have an ascending TV than a room that looks like it's about to be invaded by the Grudge. As a final bit of news, any of you who are huge Halo fans or just Bungie fans in general and have been really excited about the newest franchise, there's some more concept art that has come out and Bungie has actually said, yep, that's our concept art that got leaked. I don't know what happened, but there it is. I actually really love when companies do that, when they're able to be like, well, that got out. I don't know how that happened, but yes, there it is. I hope you like it. There are lots of people saying that it looks like either a Fallout game or a Killzone game, which I totally understand based on like the type of characters that are being drawn into it, but I still think that it looks like it's going to be interesting. They don't have any story info that they're giving us. It's entirely imagery. There's a plane. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but I can hear it and it's annoying. I mean, let's face it, Halo is a great franchise, so I think that it's good for the companies that have been working with the exact same IP for a long time to branch out and do something new, even if it winds up, you know, still being a shooter, which I think that it probably will. As a heads up, on this channel yesterday, I put up a free-for-all video from the TGS Battle Royale and Chivalry. The free-for-all is technically not part of the Battle Royale, so they were like, oh yeah, you can throw that up there, so that's what we did. But on Friday, all of us are posting the actual team versus team battle. So instead of putting up news, I'm going to be putting that up so that as many of you as possible can watch it because I did rather well. Other than that, new gameplay video tomorrow. I won't tell you what game, and over the weekend we'll be putting up a 1 cup first impressions of the game. And on Dexterity Bonus, I'm finally going to be putting up my first DIY, so please, please, please check that one out. I'll also tweet about it to remind you, but I really want some feedback so that I know how the format is feeling for you guys, whether or not everything that I'm doing is clear, and if I'm explaining myself. Any feedback or critique would be fantastic. So just wanted to let you guys know what's going on for the rest of the week, and other than that, that is my show. Thank you so much for watching. If you have a positive or a negative response, feel free to leave it in my comment section, and if you want to have coffee with me, you can click wherever I put the annotation and it'll take you to my other channel. But otherwise, I hope that you have an amazing rest of your week. I hope that your TVs do not ascend as mine is trying to, although it's doing it rather slowly, and I will talk to you guys again in the Battle Royale video on Friday. Okay, bye-bye. Mwah! Oh, that was a good joke.